Hi everyone, it's Shannon from Stampin' Up. Shannon. I just wanted to come on today and show you how to make this adorable little thank you card. So this is the Amazing Silhouette stamp set, and it is on page 40 of the new mini catalog. And when I originally got this set, this kind of stamp is usually not my style. I usually choose stamp sets with lots of open lines. However, I received the set and I was super excited to play with it, and I think I found a super cute way to use it. So I'm also in short supply of thank you notes. My supply has quickly dwindled as the year dwindled as well, so I am in thank you card mode, especially for the beginning of the year. So I decided to create these little thank you notes with that set. So we are going to use the butterfly stamp out of that set, and we are going to use just a thank you stamp, and I'm choosing the thank you from Sharing Sunshine. It's a really cute font and it's small, so I think it's the perfect addition for this. However, you could use any thank you stamp that you have. The other thing that we're going to be using in addition to the Amazing Silhouette stamp set is this Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. So this is part of the Celebration brochure. So if you spend $50, you can get this pad of paper for free, and it comes with 48 sheets. They're 6 by 6 sheets, and it comes with, again, 48 of them, and there's 4 of each of 12 designs. So this is a super fun set of paper, and it's got more of a neutral side, and it has a very bright and vibrant side. So on this side, I've used more of the pastels muted side, and you can see there's little rainbows in that one and polka dots, and then I'm going to make actually 2 versions of this card, and one of them has this super cute little wave kind of curlicues on it. Very cute. So I went ahead and already pre-cut the paper, as well as attached it to the card. So the card is on shimmer white. I'm not sure if you can get that shimmer on the camera there, but it adds just a really cute, subtle glitter, which is super fun. So let's get started. So our first step is going to be to choose our inks. So I chose, and with this you don't really need to measure the individual sheets that the butterfly are going to go on, because I'm just going to cut them to size. So just a little bit before and after. You can cut them all to one size if you really want to. This was a quick and easy card, so I wanted to make sure that I kept it quick and easy. So I'm using Blushing Bride, Pool Party, and Pale Papaya. And those are 3 colors that I think look really well together, and they're all kind of, you know, pastels and springy. So that's, especially since this is the spring mini catalog, I thought that would be a fun way to keep it light and vibrant without being too vibrant, of course. So we will stamp that, and since we're going to be making 2, we're going to go ahead and just stamp that one twice. And again, we just need enough space so that we can cut almost evenly between them. All right, and then let's get our cleaning pad here. Forgot that on the other desk. All right, and then we are going to do Pool Party, so let it dry a little. And then we need 2 more. So we need 1 more Pool Party and 2 Blushing Bride. I may need to grab another piece of paper, actually. Let's see. We might be able to get them both on here. We'll see. But this is a very fun stamp set, and I've actually made a few different cards with this. And I'm going to do another video with one of the other cards I made. But I think it would be kind of an underrated stamp set. I think I would just browse right by this one if I was looking in the catalog. So I wanted to demonstrate it a little bit because I do think that it adds a really beautiful, you know, effect, like a little watercolor kind of effect. And I'm not sure, again, if I would have picked this stamp set out for myself. So because I got it as part of a Stampin' Up retreat, it was a Stampin' Up event for demonstrators. I obviously gave it a try, and I actually really loved it. So I think I might need to adjust my thinking when I'm thinking of some of these things. All right, so there's Blushing Bride, and now we just need, I do need a second piece of paper. Unfortunately, I keep every scrap I've ever made. There we go, and let's do blushing brown. All right, so there we have it. So those are our stamped images, and then we do need to do 2 little thank yous. So these are also just scraps. Again, this card is really great for kind of stash busting. If you've got a lot of white scraps, then you can definitely use this project to utilize some of those scraps that you have. All right, so then we've got our thank you. We're going to stamp this one on Pale Papaya. And I'm going to cut this side off probably because it looks like it has a little lip. So we'll just kind of stamp in the middle, and then I can cut both of those down. And this ink is obviously a pastel, so it shows up pretty light, and it's hard to see if you have your stamp this way, but if you turn it over, you can see it really easily. So you can see that it's, you know, tinted with Pale Papaya, but on this side, you can't really see it. So that's definitely, if you're not sure if you got enough on there, just make sure you kind of, there we go. I think I like that one better than the first one. And again, that's just the Sharing Sunshine thank you. But you know, if you're just wanting a thank you, that's a great one to use. But you definitely could just use any thank you that you have in your stash for sure. And we'll put this back on here. I haven't put these, the way that Stampin' Up! Is doing their new stamps is they actually put the images on the back of the stamp case. So you can actually apply these right to the stamp case. You don't have to keep them on this acetate. I honestly just haven't used this stamp set very much. I'm excited too though. And so I haven't put them on there yet. So eventually you'll see that those will be on the stamp case, whenever that may be. And next we're just going to, so let's go ahead and just get these guys out of the way here. Actually, let's close our ink pad. I don't want to get ink everywhere, which will be exactly what happens if I don't close that up. So I'm using the Taylor Tag Punch to make that little banner that we saw, and I'm just going to try to get it right in the middle. Boop, there we go. I may need to cut that side off a little bit. I might have put it too much in the center. And same thing here, and that one's a little crooked, so we'll try to straighten them out a little. We don't have a lot of room though. Let's see. Oh, that's okay. Maybe we won't use him. And then, and again, these are all just scraps. Oops, let's see. That little lip is causing us some problems. There we go. You can also cut those. You don't have to have the Taylor Tag Punch in order to do that. That little banner. There's also a banner, an actual banner punch. I just like using my Taylor Tag because I think it's just a little bit easier to kind of eyeball. All right, and next we're going to take our paper trimmer. And if you've never seen one of my videos before, I think I say in every single video, outside of like my paper pumpkin unboxings, how much I love this paper trimmer. I've had so many paper trimmers in my entire life, and this paper trimmer is the best paper trimmer I've ever had. Just hands down, 100%. It cuts so nicely and such even lines, and the measurements are exact. I've had one that every single time I would make a project, it was like 1/8 of an inch off, and I was so confused. So I would use a ruler, I would measure it, and it'd be like 1/8 of an inch off. And I was like, gosh, I don't understand why this keeps happening to me. And it was because my paper trimmer was 1/8 of an inch off. That'll do it. So I, you know, obviously this was one of the first things when I started Stampin' Up! That I invested in. And I do not regret it at all. This is definitely my favorite, most talked about purchase for sure. And obviously a paper trimmer is super versatile. So all I'm doing is I'm literally just trimming them almost down to their edge. And if I get a little bit cut off, that's okay, because I think it just adds to the kind of whimsical effect of them. They're not, it's not a perfect shape around the butterfly, and just kind of looks like maybe it's part of a picture that got just a little bit cut off, and that's okay. I think it's perfect for that little thank you card. So I'm just getting them pretty close to that little edge and leaving them as squares too. So not, you know, cutting or trying to fussy cut that paint circle there. I don't have the patience for that. Oh my gosh. But I do have the patience to cut them into little squares. So that's perfect. All right. And we might need to actually get the hem side. Again, no measurement on this, just getting it as close to the bubble as you want to. And then you kind of, since they're displayed around each other, you can't really see if they're really truly different sizes, I don't think. All right, and then let's get this one here. So again, this is a super fast, we're making 2 cards right now instead of just 1. So you can see how fast this is going. It's very, very quick. And let's get this one here. This is probably the longest part, is just getting these little images perfect. But once you do, the rest of it is super easy and fun. I think sometimes all I have the mental energy and the mental, brain capacity for is something quick and easy. So this is a perfect thing. And I think thank you cards are so important to send, but also, they're always something that I need in my stash. I am always running low on thank you cards, but especially towards the ends of the years, I'm always running low. So since I'm using a pink background, whoa, those are 2 different sizes there. That's okay. Since we have you know what, I think I probably cut off a torn edge or a bent edge on one of the pages there for this one. So since I am using 2 different backgrounds, I'm just going to layer the butterflies just a little bit differently. So you can see on these cards I have here, I put the blue butterfly up front for both of those. And this is like more of a mint macaron, and this one here is, I think, a blushing bride, so I put the blue butterfly. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't put the pink butterfly as the upraised one on the pink one. That's just a personal preference. You can do whatever you like, but I'm only going to upraise 1 butterfly. So let's go ahead and put these on here. So again, I'm going to put the blue butterfly probably in the bottom corner on this blue one here. And when I say blue, I mean Pool Party. So we'll just stick that guy here. And I'm just putting it so that the very edge of the card kind of shows. And I think I'm going to upraise, on this card I'm going to upraise the Pale Papaya. Actually, you know what? I'm going to upraise the Blushing Bride because we did our sentiment in Pale Papaya. So again, definitely your preference, whatever you think, whatever you like better. Kind of layer these butterflies and whatever, and you can do these in different colors too. So you could even do, a gray and a blue, and make it more of a, a dark neutrals versus a pastels. I'm just going to put this one here on dimensionals. Let's get all these out. I think I asked in my class where I demonstrated this one, I think I asked, like, where's the most unusual place that you found a dimensional? That's a question I think I ask probably at least every other class, because I feel like that answer for me changes. But I found one stuck to my cat before, and I was like, what are you wearing? And then I realized, oh, it's my craft stuff. So there's that, and I'm just going to take my paper snips. So these are the $10 paper snips that Stampin' Up! Offers. Also one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. That's just a super small little line there, so I'm okay with kind of going about that one. Okay, and then these glue dots are on the opposite side now, so it's a little tricky, but that's okay, we'll get it. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to pop up this side, but it's already on a dimensional, so I'm just going to put a glue dot on the one side, and then I'm going to put dimensional on the other, so that way it's the same height and I don't have to like elevate this side twice. If I did it both on dimensionals, like if I did a dimensional on both sides, then this one would have be 2 dimensionals high, and this one would only be 1, so I'd have to stack 2 dimensionals. So if I just do a glue dot on that side, then it'll just go right on top of it, and that'll actually keep your postage down too, because you shouldn't have to use a, 2 stamps if it's only 1 dimensional, I don't think anyway. Here we go. Perfect. Although I feel like I hand deliver most of my thank you notes. I don't know. I suppose I've sent quite a few too. But if you are hand delivering it, that's obviously not a problem. So you can use as many dimensionals as you want. And then actually we're going to bring that one back because we're going to use some gems on it. And then let's go ahead and get our other one rolling here. So we are going to put, let's upraise the blue one for this card too. I like Pool Party as my favorite color. You'll also hear me say that a lot. You'll hear me talk about the trimmer, you'll hear me talk about the Take Your Pick tool, and you'll hear me talk about the scissors as being just like my ultimate favorite items. That if I lost those, I would be lost to crafting. I don't know if I would be able to do much without them. And the Take Your Pick tool is kind of a recent, I don't want to say a recent development, but I didn't use it very frequently, but probably before like a year ago. And now I use it literally all the time. It is probably one of my most used items. And I think once you start using it, you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I start using this years ago? All right, and then we'll set this one here just like that. Beautiful. And then we're going to take our dimensionals and we're going to pop up that blue butterfly, the Pool Party butterfly, my favorite. And you obviously don't have to use 4. I'm dimensional heavy. I put them on every single corner all the time, but a lot of people would probably just use 1 or 2 on this. And then we'll just put him right here. And again, this is a stash buster for me, so that might be why this card's actually just a little bit shorter, because I probably had it already cut. And then let's put it there. And you know what? I think, let's see. We'll just leave it like this. I think on some of the cards I did the banner the other way, and I think I would have preferred it that way. So to stamp on this side and then have the banner edge over here. And I think on both of these I put the banner towards the butterfly, which is fine. So we'll just leave it like that. But I did cut that just a little crooked, so let's try to fix that up just a little. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to put a glue dot on the pointy side that's going to be on the butterfly because there's already 1 dimensional high. And then we're going to put a dimensional on the other side, just like that. And then we will stick him down. And now I'm going to show you this Take Your Pick tool. So I've already been using it a little bit to get the glue dots off of the glue dot roll. But I'm going to be using these gems. Now these are actually retired gems. I'm trying to use them up out of my stash. However, I'm going to use the white ones, or they're like white with gold glitter. But something else that I think would be, you know, able to replace these, if because I think that they're no longer in stock, are these genial gems. And there are these, I think they're actually pale papaya, which matches the kind of the color scheme. We've got a pale papaya butterfly, and we've got a pale papaya sentiment here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these ones instead of the pale papaya. If you are wanting to make these cards, you could just replace that with the genial gems, and I think that would look absolutely fine. It would look just the same. You wouldn't even be able to tell. So I'm just using these up, so I'm just going to do 3. I heard somewhere on like a crafting site that you should try to use odd numbers because apparently the eye is more attracted to odd numbers of things. So I'm going to do 3 on each of these just for a little glitter. I think I'm going to do 2 big ones on this one. Let's do 1 up here and maybe 1 right here and 1 right here. And there you go. So that is, we just made 2 thank you cards with the Amazing Silhouette stamp set. And it is super fast to just do a whole bunch of these. And using that celebration paper, it looks absolutely beautiful. And again, you can do this in different colors, but I think these pastels just make these butterflies look so great. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll give it a try.